You are tuning into Sports Geek with Sponelo Ngobo, only on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. Oh, cheetah. That's going to be the order of the day this afternoon. Bloemfontein is the city, the province is the Free State, Haka Free State. It is happening this afternoon. It's when the home side, Toyota Cheetahs, when they welcome the defending champions of the Currie Cup of the 85th edition. That is the L-Link Pumas when they invade Bloemfontein this afternoon in that Currie Cup Final. Kickoff for that game is scheduled for 4 o'clock this afternoon. The home side, Toyota Cheetahs, they are the firm favorites, while the L-Link Pumas, who are the defending champions, are expected to take the fight to the home side. Who will it be? Who is your money on? One thing is certain is the Bo Pesal Dance Japan, the first starter, Fana Meda.
Voorbij die flowboos, nee. Check it, cheetah, als gaan je miliro, als gaan je bloed laat zweet tot je van die vloer af vrij. Ik kom met cheetah, hoeka chaka cheetah, alle mannen cheetah, alle zijn die kollen van cheetah, ik kom met cheetah, cheetah, alle mannen cheetah, alle zijn die kollen van 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 cheetah,
Freestad, Hohak, Freestad. That's going to be the order of the day. All roads lead Freestad to Vanmiddag. If you won't be focusing or looking at what's happening in the Free State this afternoon, what will you be concentrating or looking at? Because if you are a sports fan, surely you should be knowing what's happening in the Free State Vanmiddag as the Free State Boykies. There is a Toyota Cheetahs when they welcome the defending champions of the Currie Cup. That is L-Link Pumas. Yes, L-Link Pumas, the defending champions. Their season was a hit and miss. They did not have a consistent season. They started pretty well in March. April, they struggled a little bit. Yes, oh no, my word. Then wheels started coming off a little bit in May, but eventually in June, when it matters most, they got their act together and they just sneaked in the top 4 of the semi-finals when it matters most. And surprise, no one has expected them to make it to the semi-finals, because at some stage, Elink Pumas, who are the defending champions, they were dead and buried, and they were out of the semi-finals slot. But last weekend, when they visited the Chelsea Sharks in Durban, no one gave them any chance. Everyone was expecting the second-placed Durban franchise, that is Chelsea Sharks, rather, to walk away winners. But the Elink Pumas, who always have that never say die attitude, they surprised the home side, the Chelsea Sharks. They dumped them out of the Currie Cup semi-finals. That's when they see themselves having an opportunity to defend their trophy that they won last season. And guess what? They won it last season on the road. That was in Kimberley when they dumped out of the home side. That was the Griquas in Kimberley. And this afternoon, they might just do exactly that, should they defend their trophy this afternoon. And this time around, they will be defending it in the Free State. Hak a Free State.
They call me cheetah, cheetah.
Oh, here come the cheetah. Oh, well, that is a Leon Schuster. Surely you can recognize that voice. That it's none other than, oh, you are sharks, Leon Schuster, giving us Here Come the Cheetah. Start. It is guaranteed that Toyota Stadium will definitely be filled by the home sides. That is for the Cheetahs, who will definitely make the environment as hostile as possible for the defending champions Elink Pumas. But we know them, they've got so much character. Cheetahs, yes, they are the firm favorites, but they can only take the defending champions Elink Pumas. They can underestimate them at their own peril. All the team that have underestimated Elink Pumas, they've beaten the dust, and Elink Pumas, they've managed to dump them out. Chelsea Sharks learned that the hard way. We remember that in this 85th edition of the Currie Cup, Chelsea Sharks beat Elink Pumas 2 times this season. So it was expected that last weekend Chelsea Sharks were going to run all over Elink Pumas, but it wasn't to be. Their never say die attitude came to their rescue. The home side, Free State Toyota Cheetahs, rather, definitely are expected to lift the trophy this afternoon and do it for the 7th time. We know that they've lifted the Currie Cup 6 times in the past. So should they do it this afternoon, they will be doing it for the 7th time. We remember that last week the home side, that is the Toyota Cheetahs, they dumped out the boys from the Jacaranda City. They beat them 39 to 10. Out of those 39 points, 22 of them were scored by the reliable, the ever reliable, the tried and tested Ruan Pinar, who started his career as a scrum half. He went on and played fullback. Now he's operating in the fly half for the Cheetahs. Last week he scored 22 points out of those 39 points of the home side of the firm favorites, that is Toyota Cheetahs. This afternoon, Ruan Pinar will combine with Ruan Johan Kruger, they will be expected to give the defending champions, that is the Erling Pumas, a tough time indeed. Come 4 o'clock this afternoon in the Free State. The venue is Toyota Stadium. We'll be watching how will Ruan Pinar lead the Free State side, the home side, Toyota Cheetahs. They, like I said, they are the firm favorites. They are the most team that is on form. Like they say, numbers do not lie. If you go back and look at the 85th edition Currie Cup standings, you will see that Toyota Cheetahs, rather, they are sitting at the top. So that makes them the firm favorites. That's why even the Currie Cup Final is played in Bloemfontein on that issue that Toyota Cheetahs, they came up tops in the round robin stage. So they are expected to walk away victors. But surely we have seen this move last season where the Kimberley side, they were expected to win at home in Kimberley, but it wasn't to be. The very same Erling Pumas, they came and spoiled the party in Kimberley. Are they going to do the very same thing and spoil the party for the home side this afternoon? That is Toyota Cheetahs. Only time will tell. Come 4 o'clock this afternoon, all will be revealed. The venue is Toyota Stadium. The province is Free State. Hak Free State.
Staan en lag in sy mond en om Laurens lê plat op sy rug. Daan vreesbevange waai in die lug. Oom Laurens verwelkom almal terug. Dis 2007. Sy lip begin te bewe. Toe Brent opdaag met 'n wesse mouatry. Wat van 'n shooter, my ou maat? Begin oom Laurens eerste te praat. Tot by shooter nommer 11, Cola Tonic vir homself, 'n stroram vir sy skoonseun Brent.
The home side Cheetahs, they only made one change from the starting 15 that did the business last weekend against the boys from Jacaranda City. Only Ngabisizo Mkole who will start at a prop this afternoon, but the rest of the 15 men squad will remain the same. While the defending champions, Erling Pumas, they bring their unchanged side, the very same side that started the game and did the business against the favorites last week in the semis, Celtic Sharks. They come with that 15 not a change as it is. The news that came up last night was that their captain Shane Kirkwood was declared fit. So that was definitely good news indeed for the defending champions. Hence, they come up with their unchanged 15 that did the business down in the Shark tank when they dumped the home side Celtic Sharks in the semis last weekend. It is the 24th of June 2023. We are still in the youth month, and the chilly winter weather keeps on reminding us exactly that. cricket, the very famous cricket series, the most talked about cricket series, that is the Ashes, that is contested by two big teams in when it comes to cricket, that is England and Australia. It is currently underway down in England. We saw in the first test game last that ended on Tuesday. The visitors, the big greens, that is Australia, they won they drew first blood by when they beat the home side England by 2 wickets. If you ask me, I believe that is the decision that England have to look at themselves and take the blame for what they did on day one of that test match. We remember that England, they were somehow cruising on day one, and out of the blue, unexpectedly so, everyone was shocked by the decision that was taken by England, declaring at 393 for 8 on day one. Personally, I believe that was a sheer arrogance at its best, because from where I'm seated, it was beyond my comprehension that why on earth did England declare on a 393 for 8 on day one, taking into account that it is Australia that you were playing against, because surely you just cannot declare on a day one against Australia, sitting while you've only got runs that are less than 500 runs. Surely you are definitely asking for trouble. The Pacific Greens, they will definitely punish you, and they did exactly that. They came back and beat the home side England by 2 wickets. The second test match gets underway come next week, the 28th of June. This time around, that game will take place at Lord's Cricket Ground. Surely that is the very happy hunting ground for the home side, that is England. Every time England they play at Lord's, surely they play like a team possessed with demons. If you were to beat England in Lord's, surely you have to bring your best game ever. It is definitely not easy at all to beat England at Lord's, but only time will tell. Let's hope this time around they will not make very, very shocking decisions. Still in cricket, the World Cup qualifiers are underway just in our up north neighbors, that is in Zimbabwe. The team are battling out. Those are the team that didn't make the cut in the top 18 as far as cricket World Cup are concerned. So out of that World Cup qualifiers, only 4 teams will make it to the cricket World Cup that's going to take place later this year in India. Zimbabwe is the host. The likes of Sri Lanka are fighting for their dear lives. West Indies surely will love to see West Indies in the Cricket World Cup. Sri Lanka surely. Our neighbors Zimbabwe rather, we will love to see them participating in that Cricket World Cup that's going to get underway come later this year, in October to be exact. And Netherlands, they have improved drastically. We hope that they will manage to sneak in those available slots in as far as the Cricket World Cup is concerned. Last night in women's football, Banyana Banyana head coach Desiree Ellis announced her 23-strong member squad. That is the members that will be doing a business for South Africa in as far as the FIFA Women's World Cup is concerned. That will be taking place down under, that is New Zealand, Australia and New Zealand from the 20th of July till the 20th of August. Banyana Banyana will be representing South Africa and Africa as a whole. Why do I say Africa as a whole? Well, remember that last year, Banyana Banyana, they won WAFCON, and that makes them the champions of Africa. So on that visual, they will also representing the continent at large. Let's hope the girls will definitely do a business and make the country proud, make the continent proud. That is Banyana Banyana out. Let's hope they will definitely fly the South African and the African flag sky high. We'll discuss all that and more later on with our sports analyst Modiba Peta and hear what he has to say in as far as that 23-member Banyana Banyana squad that was announced last night. In motor racing, Red Bull star driver, that is Max Verstappen, this week he fuels the speculations of his early retirement when he said for him to keep on winning, that will not keep him around forever. So if you are to read between the lines, that he simply means that no matter how much he continues winning, he is really considering retiring. And those speculations, they were fueled because they already started making the rounds that Max Verstappen is considering early retirement. So when he came out and said that, everyone, all his fans, they said, oh my, here we go again. Thank you very much to my colleague DJ Yapowen, who was with us from 10 o'clock till 11 a.m. He brought us 10 kids. Surely, I hope you had a jolly good time when DJ Yapowen was behind the decks, keeping everyone on the dance floor. And that's what DJ Yapowen does best, getting everyone entertained, getting everyone on the dance floor. Catch him again next week, Saturday, same time, same place. That is between 10 and 11 o'clock. Like always, don't dare forget to bring along your dancing shoes, because surely they will come handy as DJ Powen gets you on the dance floor. You and I, we are together from now till 1 p.m. Now that I'm complaining, I just love the sound of it. Hoping the feeling is mutual. Or that's how they roll in the township. We'll kickstart our show by looking at the Currie Cup Final that is taking place this afternoon in Bloemfontein in Freestad. Haka, Freestad, so they say. And we'll also look at motorsport, Banyana, football transfer news, and many more. All you have to do, just hang around. Don't you move a muscle. We'll keep you entertained. We'll keep you informed indeed. Bafana last weekend did the unexpected one when they beat FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 semi-finalist Morocco when they beat them by 2-1. The game that took place here at home at FNB Stadium. No one saw that coming, but Bafana they surprised everyone because no one was actually gave the home side any chance. Everyone was expecting the FIFA World Cup semi-finalist, the number one ranked team in Africa, that is Atlas Lions. They were expected to walk away victors against the blowing hot and cold Bafana, but it wasn't to be. They put on a brave fight, and which was a well-fitting farewell to the former Bafana head coach who passed away last weekend and was buried on Thursday last weekend. That is none other than Clive the Dog Barker. Surely there was a great send-off indeed, and it was very emotional to see Zakari Lipasa when he scored that second goal, and he drew and from who's this Clive Barker's celebrations. It was very fitting indeed. A job well done by the home side, that is Bafana when they beat the FIFA World Cup semi-finalist and the number one ranked team, that is Morocco. Atlas Lions. Job well done. Congratulations in order indeed for Bafana.
The views, opinions, or comments expressed on this program does not reflect the views, opinions, or comments of the radio station or its management.
Ever heard a baby bellow at the top of its lungs in a public place, far from your best music track, right? For a more beautiful note, contact Nirvana Sounds for your studio and live recordings. We engineer sound to perfection according to your specifications. We ensure crisp and clear audio-video conversions and delight your function with sound, stage and lights for hire. Our quotes are pleasurable to the ear. Contact us now on 083-945-7664. Nirvana Sounds, powered by Gospel World FM.
Welcome. This is your favorite station. Stay tuned.
Let me be your hero. Would you dance if I asked you to dance? Would you run and never look back? Would you cry if you saw me crying? And would you save my soul tonight? Would you tremble if I touched your lips? Or would you laugh? Oh, please tell me this. Now would you die for the one you love? Hold me in your arms tonight. I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain. I will stand by you forever. You can take my breath away. Would you swear that you'll always be mine? Or would you lie? Would you run and hide? Am I in too deep? Have I lost my mind? I don't care, you're here tonight. I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain. I will stand by you forever. You can take
wanna hold you. I just wanna hold you. Oh yeah, I'm in too deep. Have I lost my mind? Well, I don't care, you're here tonight. I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain, oh yeah. I will stand by you forever. You can take my breath away. And I can be your hero. I can kiss away the pain. And I will stand by you forever. You can take my breath away. You can take
Enrique Iglesias, Hero.
I can be your hero.
Who is going to be a hero? Come this afternoon in Bloemfontein when that Currie Cup final finally gets underway. Come 4 o'clock this afternoon. Still with rugby, the former Springbok fly half and the Blue Bulls star fly half. That is Derek Hockart. The news that came out on Thursday this week is that he is slowly coming out or recovering from that 2 weeks coma that he is been on. It is reported that on a Thursday he started opening his eyes. That gave a lot of hope that Derek Hoggart might just as well eventually come out of that coma and recover. But fine, he cannot speak at this stage. That is because of the pipes that are induced by the doctors on his throat. But for him to start opening his eyes, those were the good news indeed for all the rugby fraternity and for all the whole Hoggart family. That we hope that Derek Hoggart will come out alive out of that 2 weeks coma. It will be remembered that Derek Hoggart was part of the Springbok squad that did a business for South Africa back in 2003, the World Cup that was hosted in Australia, which was eventually won by England. Who can forget Johnny Wilkinson in that Rugby World Cup back in 2003 when England took on the home side in that rugby final at Australia, and they beat them by 20 to 17. The drop goal that he scored in the extra time was the deciding factor, was enough to see the English side winning that Rugby World Cup back in 2003. Derek Hoggart was there, was part of that Springbok side, which was dumped out of the Rugby World Cup by the home side in the quarterfinals, that is Australia. We wish Derek Hoggart a speedy recovery indeed. Still with the Springbok news, there is a friendly game that Springbok will taking on their traditional rivals, that is New Zealand. That game is scheduled to take place in England, Twickenham, on the 25th of August. The news that came out last night is that the tickets for that game are selling like hot cakes. When at the close of business yesterday, about 70,000 tickets were sold for that friendly game between Springboks and New Zealand. Twickenham Stadium, it will be recalled that it takes around about 82,000 fans, meaning only 12,000 tickets are available. I wonder by this afternoon how many tickets will be sold. So if you are planning to watch that Springbok versus New Zealand game, you definitely have to rush to your nearest ticket sales and get yourself those tickets. They are definitely selling like hot cakes. 12,000 seats are still left with out of the 82,000 capacity stadium. That is Twickenham Stadium based in London. Still with the Springboks again, let's look at the Rugby World Cup, Rugby Championship fixtures that will be taking place for the home side. On the 8th of July, they will be taking on Australia. That game is scheduled to take place at Loftus Versfeld Stadium in Pretoria. Unfortunately, the tickets for that game were sold out a long time ago, about 3 weeks back. So even if you wanted to go and watch the Springboks playing against Australia in Pretoria, Loftus Versfeld Stadium, that is the 8th of July, unfortunately, those tickets were sold out a long time ago. The 15th of July, Springboks, they will take on the All Blacks, that is New Zealand. That game will take place in Auckland Mount Smart Stadium. And then on the 29th of July, Springboks will take on the mighty Pumas, that is Argentina. That game will be at home here at Ellis Park. Indeed, you will notice that this year's championship doesn't have a second leg game. It's only first leg games. Why? Simply because the rugby schedule this year is very tight indeed, because of that Rugby World Cup that will be taking place come towards the end of the this year. That is actually in October, November. It will take place in Le Bleu country, that is in France, come later this year. So the rugby championship this year's version does not have the return legs. So we'll see that the Springboks will only play Australia, New Zealand and Argentina only once, no second leg. And then we hope the home side, the Springboks, they will definitely win this year's edition, and of which they will use that as a springboard to the Rugby World Cup, of which they can hopefully build from that and take it all the way to France, and which will assist them to defend the Rugby World Cup, which they won back in Japan. That was back in 2019. We'll remember that Springbok, they are the defending champions of the Rugby World Cup. Still with the rugby news, Jean Klein was cleared by World Rugby to represent South Africa on the bad rat transfer. Who is Jean Klein, by the way? Remember that Jean Klein was born in Cape Town, but later on he moved to Ireland. And then he plied his trade in Ireland. Eventually, in 2019, he was selected to represent the Irish national team. But that was he represented them 5 times. 5 times. That was the last time he represented them. So coming back to the birthright transfer, it clearly states that if the player has not played for the adopted country for 36 months, that very same player is eligible to move back and play for his country of birth. That is what Jean Klein has made use of that. So if you were to do your calculations, counting from 2019 to now, that is definitely more than 36 months. That automatically made Jean Klein eligible to qualify for that birth right transfer. He has spent his 36 months, so he is now eligible to be selected and represent his country of birth, which is the Springboks, which is South Africa. We will be hoping that Jean Klein will be selected even on the game that Springboks will be playing come next month, the 8th of July, against Australia, the Wallabies. Like I said, that game will be taking place in the capital city, that is Loftus Versfeld Stadium.
The best music variety live.
Aya, except daar begin goed is. Daar kom in Davas. Daar som Chaga Rumba, die volle fucking spy. Is this it? Nee, mas again. Het is a descent. Nee, puta. Het is a descent. Nee, outie. Het is a descent. Jozaza. Het is a descent. Mahuta. Het is a descent. Etibu. Yamanda. Akse me puta ne globe ne. Samuto mother speaking. Samuto Eugene. Samuto Mtutuzi. Yabot. Samuto Ada. Samudi hele kwaito. Akutere fano kapso wana. Fano tukulu mi puta. Akse ozwai. Akwa da. Aksamuto hele. Chegeno nesta. Chegeno green. The first time. Esiso.
You are tuning into Sports Geek with Sponelo Ngobo, only on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. Hala.
Hello.
Lahiro?
Oh, can I?
Kiyamada balanna wage aluth sinduwa Lankawatama ahenna.
Mageda? Okay.
කියපං උඹේ නොම්බරේ තන්දුරි කමුද නොදා බරබරේ වාකරේ කවුද ඉන්නේ ජරමරේ අම්පාරේ මල්ලි නිදිද කාමරේ ජම්බෝලේ වගේ ඉන්න සුන්දරා සම්බෝලේ කොටල ගමුද ලුණු දමා දංගොල්ලේ මාමා ඇවිත් මහකුණා ගස් පල්ලේ ඉඳන් බොමුද රාපෙරා දැම්මත් නෑ හැඩ වැඩි කවුද මේක බාරගන්නේ අන්තිමේ ලොරි භාගෙ මට දුන්නත් හුට පටේ මෙහෙම කටක් දැක්කෙම නෑ මේ රටේ උම්මානෙන් වතුර බොමුද සෝබනා අහඳ පානේ විරිදු කියමු රංජනා ලොරි භාගෙ රවුමක් යමු රැවෙලා මරදානෙන් පරාට කමුලන් වෙලා එන්න මල්ලි නැගිටලා එන්න මල්ලි මෙන්න මල්ලි රට හොල්ලපු ලොකු සිරා ඇතුළේ ඉඳන් ඊයේ ඇවිත් ඒ හොරා ඒහා ගෙදර මැගි අක්කට හරිනා මට නං නෑ දිරවන්නේ ඔය කතා මුරලි දැම්ම හොඳට දුස්ර අමරලා සනත් ගැහුව තිතට අනේ නැහිනා ජෝන් සීනා කාලා හොඳට පෙරේදා ඒත් වහලේ හිලෙන් වතුර ගැලුව රැපුරා
Thank you so much to Lasagno for giving us that gem Rambar. Before that, we got Chakarumba. He gave us a Desen. He doesn't come from El Dorado Park or Cape Flats, but he comes from Soweto, deep in Soweto, Midlands. Mar he brought Afrikaans. There is a Chakarumba. That song, he Desen. Lasagno Rambari. Time now, it is 47 minutes after 11 o'clock. Don't forget, come 12 o'clock, we'll be in conversation with our sports analyst, that is Modiba Pitt, and hear what he has to say in as far as motor sport is concerned. Telkom Netball League, that is currently underway, that's taking place in the capital city, that is Pretoria. We'll also look at the DSTV transfer news, that is Modiba Pitt. He will be dishing all that and more come 12 o'clock this afternoon. Diving straight to cricket, the Cricket South Africa Annual Awards will be held come the 7th of July this year in Vodacom, in Voda World, that is in Mid-Rand. And then yesterday, Cricket South Africa, they unveiled the list of the nominees for their Cricket Annual Awards. Tamba Pavuma, Aiden Makram, Andrich Nokia, and David Miller, they all feature prominently in the men's nominees, while Nonkulego Mlaba, Marizane Kapo, Laura Volvart, and Shapnim Ismail are top contenders in the women's category. This year's the judging panel for the Cricket South African Awards are consisted of Ashwell Prince, who's the former Proteas batter himself, Crystal Arnold, who is the SuperSport presenter and producer, Patrick Morone, who's Cricket South Africa selector, and cricket reporters, that is Fidos Munda and News 24 Kanyisa Zwaki, so as a Cricket South Africa statistician, that is Andrew Sampson, seals the deals for the selectors, for the panel of judges that will be doing all the judgment in as far as 2023 Cricket South Africa Annual Awards are concerned. Let's hope those awards, there will not be any controversy when the winners are announced. We remember that last season there was a lot of outcry in as far as those awards were concluded. Let's hope this time around there will be no foul play, there will be no outcry. Let's go for a breather. When we return, I will be giving you all the list of the categories of the nominees in as far as Cricket South Africa categories nominees are concerned.
Ever heard a baby bellow at the top of its lungs in a public place, far from your best music track, right? For a more beautiful note, contact Nirvana Sounds for your studio and live recordings. We engineer sound to perfection according to your specifications. We ensure crisp and clear audio-video conversions and delight your function with sound, stage and lights for hire. Our quotes are pleasurable to the ear. Contact us now on 083 945 7664. Nirvana Sounds, powered by Gospel World FM.
You are tuning into Sports Geek with Sponelo Ngobo, only on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. Halala.
paging through a magazine when I came across your picture. You smiled up at me, my heart felt so free. Girl, it feels so good to know your love.
Alec Haule, say you love me. That takes us to 5 minutes before 12 o'clock. You are still tuning in to Sports Geek with Spanel Ngobo, exclusively on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. You can always get in touch with us on our studio WhatsApp line number, which is 07 333 The studio WhatsApp line number again is 07 333 TikTok and Facebook, we are there as Nirvana World FM. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, I'm there personally as Spanel Ngobo. You can always get in touch with me, which I promise I will definitely return to all your comments. I'm available there 7 days a week. While on Facebook, you might as well type the name of this show, which is Sports Geek with Spanel Ngobo, and that will take you straight to the fan page of this show. We're still with cricket. We're looking at the Cricket South Africa Annual Awards. Let's quickly run down to the nomination in as far as 2023 Annual Awards are concerned. At the summit, we've got the international men's newcomer of the year, Gerald Coetzee, Tony Dizoze, and Tristan Stubbs are there. They will be contesting for that category. While in T20 international player of the year, Risa Hendricks is there. David Miller, Lungingit, Andrish Nokia, and Raleigh Riso, who had just recently returned to the T20 South African fold. One day international player of the day, Themba Bavuma, Henrich Klassen, Aiden Makram, David Miller, and Andrich Nokia. Once again, they feature in that category. Test player of the year, Themba Bavuma, once again, Andrich Nokia, Aiden Makram, and KG, that is Kagiso Rabada. They will be contesting that test player of the year category. And then SA men's player of the year, once again, Temba Pavoma, Enrich Nokia, Aiden Makrama, and David Miller, they will be contesting that one once again. Moving to women's one, we'll look at the women's category, which is the T20 International Player of the Year. Tasnim Brett, Shapnim Ismail, Marizeni Kap, Ayabonga Kaka, Nonkululego Omlaba, and Laura Vol Fart. They will be contesting that one. Still with the women's one-day international player of the year, Lara Goodall, Shapnim Ismail, Marizeni Kap, Tryon, and Laura Vol Fart. They will contest that one indeed. And then the last one is the SA Women's Player of the Year, Shapnim Ismail, Marza Nkapa, Nonkulego Mlaba, Laura Vol Fart. They will be contesting that once again. Like I said before, let's hope the panel of judges this time around, they will do a sterling job. Let's hope there will be no outcry when those nominees or the winners are announced on the 7th of July come next month. If that event will take place in a Voda World and Midrand, let's hope may the best sports personnel win that one. Time now, it is 2 minutes before 12 o'clock. Let's quick go for a breather. When we return, hopefully we will be in conversation with our sports analyst Modiwa Peter and hear what he has to say in as far as the sporting world is concerned.
Tune in now for the best music experience on the net.
Jack Frost done lost his mind.
All right, Tone, get the plane.
Yeah. Miami. South Beach, bringing the heat. Can y'all feel that? Can y'all feel that? Jig it out. Here I am in the place where I come let go. In Miami, the base and the sunset low. Every day like a Mardi Gras. Everybody party all day. No work, all play, okay? So we sip a little something, leave the rest to spill. Me and Charlie at the bar running up a high bill. Nothing less than ill when we dress to kill. Every time the ladies pass, they be like, can y'all feel me? All ages and races, real sweet faces. Every different nation, Spanish, Haitian, Indian, Jamaican, black, white, Cuban, or Asian. I only came for 2 days of playing, but every time I come I always wind up staying. This the type of town I can spend a few days in. Miami, the city that keeps the roof blazing. Party in the city where the heat is on all night on the beach till the break of dawn. Welcome to Miami. Bienvenido a Miami. Bouncing in the club where the heat is on all night on the beach till the break of dawn. I'm going to Miami. Welcome to Miami. Yo, I heard the rainstorms ain't nothing to mess with, but I can't feel a drip on the strip. It's a trip. Ladies have dress full of your quip, and they be screaming out. So I'm thinking I'ma scoop me something hot in this South Submarine Gay melting pot. Hottest club in the city, and it's right on the beach. Temperature, get the it's about to reach 500 degrees in the Caribbean seas with the hot mommy screaming. Every time I come to town, they be spotting me in the drop Bentley, ain't no stopping me. So cash in your dough and flow to this fashion show. Pound for pound, anywhere you go. Yo, ain't no city in the world like this. And if you ask how I know, I got to plead the fifth. Miami, the city where the heat is on all night on the beach till the break of dawn. Welcome to Miami. Bienvenido a Miami. Welcome to Miami. Everybody know the party. The heat is on all night on the beach till the break of dawn. Jig it out, jig it out. Chi-town got it going on, and New York is the city that we know don't sleep. And we all know that LA and Philly stay jiggy, but on the sneak, Miami bringing heat for real. Y'all don't understand. I never seen so many Dominican women with cinnamon tans. Mira, this is the plan. Take a walk on the beach, draw hot in the sand. Give me your hand. Damn, you look sexy. Let's go to my yacht in the West Keys. Ride my jet skis, lounge under the palm trees. Cause you gotta have cheese for the summer house piece on South Beach. Water so clear you can see to the bottom. $100,000 cars, everybody got them. Ain't no surprise in the club to see Sly Stallone. Miami, my second home.
The best music variety live.
Come on. Let's go to the disco. No, 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 no. Don't say no. Not this time. Waminaga. Famanawe. Ningebusim kata. You and Nancy. Shilubashami. Nice.
Oh, that is the late Pondlovu Tsakane. Come to me, Tsakane. Wow, that is a legendary song back in the 80s and 90s. All the way from Kolimpopo. May his soul continue to rest in eternal peace. On the line, I believe we do have our sports analyst in the form and shape of Modiba Peter. Let me check if he is on the line. Baba, are you there?
I'm here, Swaneless. Good afternoon to you and the team behind the scenes as well as the listeners, and thanks for having me on this wonderful Saturday.
Oh, a wonderful Saturday indeed. All the roads lead to Bloemfontein this afternoon. Maybe I think it is fitting that we start our discussion in this fashion. Here come the cheetah. Here come Elinka Pumas. Surely it's going to be the order of the day. Come this afternoon, 4 o'clock in the Free State. That is Toyota Stadium. That's where the 85th edition of the Currie Cup Final will get underway against, that is the firm favorites, Toyota Cheetahs, as they will come, the defending champions, Elinka Pumas. Modiba, talk to us. What can we expect come this afternoon in that titanic clash?
Titanic clash indeed, a mouth-watering final indeed. As you know, the Pumas are the defending champions, so they'll definitely look to defend their title. And you look at the Cheetahs, so they'll want to cause another upset. As you know, they defeated the Bulls in the semi-final by 39 scores, tries to 10, so they're very confident going into this one. And as you know, the Pumas just won it last year once off, so they'll want to defend their title, so they'll want to make it 2 out of 2 on the trot. And you look at the Cheetahs, they've won it 6 times, so which gives them a huge advantage going into this wonderful final. But in terms of players, that will definitely be key. We look at the likes of Juan Pinar, who's got a fantastic tries. He's a bit old.
It's about the intricate understanding of the partnership, and that's what South Africa are doing extremely well. Holthausen and Tokedi know each other inside and out. The defensive circle is unbelievably in sync. Let's go over the top.
So I don't know, the Malay
I thought that was going to hit low height, but up she went. Struggling to find an opening, trying everything to draw South Africa out. Oh, she went for it. It's exactly what they're setting up. When they put all the pressure on ball side, they're expecting the opposition to put the ball in the air and send it to the opposite side. Exactly what Kumzimawani was looking for as she comes out on the fly. They can turn it on when they need to, South Africa, and I thought they withstood the pressure, I guess, that Uganda were putting on them in terms of how good they were at the ball. So again, ticking some boxes here, South Africa, but they'll really want to push on in this last quarter and make a bit of a statement in what's probably been a bit of an inconsistent game from them, all things considering.
Away from home, although, but for me, I'll definitely go for with 4 Cheetahs for against the Bulls. And the Bulls for me as well, the disappointed in this one, whereby, okay, they lost in the URC.
And look at it fly down court.
So they
that's the Bongi Msomi we know. Duracell Bunny.
So where I thought in this wonderful Currie Cup,
she likes it too. Thumbs up. The countdown from the crowd. They know they've witnessed a little bit of history. A bit of gloss may be taken off by Uganda, but no one can take away the history for South Africa. They made the semi-finals of the World Cup for the very first
time. The RC where the Munster there surprised the Thomas. So we are in for a lovely final. But for me, I'll go with Pumas.
Cheetahs or Pumas?
Cheetahs, I should say. I meant to say Cheetahs.
Cheetahs, yes.
Yes, I meant to say Cheetahs. Yes, I'm sorry about that.
Okay, I couldn't help noticing that you also put the underdog tag to the defending champions for that matter. That is Elink Pumas. We recall, just go back to last season. Last season they played on the road. They were playing the home side. That time the home side, the final was held in a Kimberley. That was at the Griquas. Everyone expected the Griquas to walk away victors in that final. Like I said, Pumas, they were playing away from home last season. Fast forward to this season, again it is the final and they are playing away from home. They've been blowing hot and cold throughout the season. Like you rightfully said, that the home side Cheetahs this time around, they are a little bit of the favorites. But don't you think Elink Pumas, they've got that never say die attitude? Don't you think that never say die attitude might just count into their favor, regardless of what the scoreboard will read this afternoon? Elling Pumas, because they believe in themselves, they always believe they can always turn the tables around them.
Most definitely, because if you can check the last game of the group standings, they played away from home and they managed to win. Last week as well, they played away from home. Exactly. They also managed to win. So I do support your statement there, but I think Cheetahs there, because of the experience of the fact that they won it 6 times previously, that gives them a huge psychological edge. Although they'll want to prove a point, the Pumas, of the fact that we won it last year, we're going to make them sweat. And as you know, you said it again, they're playing away from home. Let's see, but I think the final will determine as to which team picks up on the day. So in this regard, Cheetahs will definitely want to do well, but I'm still sticking with Cheetahs. But when I come back next week, we'll speak about the outcome of that particular final.
Still with the final, the Cheetahs, definitely they are the firm favorites. I fully agree with you. Every media house, everyone that you speak to regarding this final, everyone tips the home side, that is Toyota Cheetahs, to walk away victors. But don't you think that favorite tag might just count against the home side? Because that Toyota Stadium, surely it is guaranteed it will be packed to the rafters by the Toyota Cheetahs fans. Don't you think that pressure of being the favorites might just the stage might just become too much for the home side, and they eventually choke, of which might work in the favor of the defending champions, whom will have nothing to lose. Yes, they are the defending champions, but definitely they are the underdogs. It will be up to the home side, that is the Cheetahs. Even if we look at the log standings at the round robin, the Cheetahs, they came up tops. They were sitting at the summit of the round robin at the edge at the end of round 14. Surely, so don't you think that favorite tag might just work against the home side, might just work against the firm favorites, that is Toyota Cheetahs?
Anything is possible. And while I was listening to your question, you took me back to the URC final where Thomas were playing at DHL Stadium, Cape Town.
Yes.
And they were shocked, as you rightfully said there. So it took me back to that final, lucrative final. So anything is possible, yes. But I'm not writing off Pumas out, but Cheetahs this time around, I think they'll be hungry. They'll want to cause another upset, as if they did with the Bulls. And Bulls at some point, I remember, this is the only game that I remember so well, when they thrashed the Leinster by 65 tries to 7. So for me, they just came in and caused another upset. Yes, the fans will definitely pack the venue.
Oh, yes.
But I still think, for me, they've got an upper hand going into this final. So they'll want to, because of experience of the titles they've won previously, and the Pumas were just winning it for the first time last season, and they're coming to defend that title. But the only advantage with the Pumas, as rightfully said, is their away from home record. Fantastic. So that gives them another edge as well. But for me, I'll give it to Cheetahs.
Do not write the defending champions off. When they've got their backs against the wall, that's when Elling Pumas are very dangerous. When they are the underdogs, when they've got nothing to lose, that's when Elling Pumas will hurt you most. Don't say I didn't warn you. Come next week, we will discuss.
Yeah, but you do have a point, because I've seen where I felt they're not going to qualify for the top 4. You remember?
Yes, they were dead and buried.
Playoffs. I was certain that they'll lose their 4th match on the trot, because they were coming into their last game with 3 defeats. So that's where the strongest surprise for me, winning that last match.
Exactly.
But for this one, I think they might fumble a bit. So I'll give it to Cheetahs because of their high-scoring team.
Yeah, no, I must say that I do not blame you for expecting it Toyota Cheetahs, especially looking at their fly halves form. That is the experience, the tried and tested Ruan Pinar, who's been forever in as far as the rugby game is concerned. This week we saw the starting 15. He will be slotted again in that jersey number 10. So he will be operating in that fly half position. So surely his combination and Ruan Krug might just be the deciding factor in as far as the home side, that is the Cheetahs, where the Cheetahs are concerned, Modiba.
Most definitely. So this Juan Pinar, as you rightfully spoke about him, 39 years of age, he's bringing a massive experience with the fact that look at his record against the Bulls last week, 22 tries alone. When you convert the conversions as well as the tries, they are fantastic. He's definitely going to be a big impact player even this afternoon. So I can't wait for this one. So I'll definitely do glue to my TV and watch it. But yeah, with the Pumas, the advantage going to this final is simply the away record. Very fantastic there. So with the Cheetahs, they've been scoring tries very free, but Juan Pinar, as you rightfully spoke about him, Juan Pinar, he will be very key. So the what you call the Pumas, they must watch him with a serious eye, else they'll definitely cause a punishment there.
Okay, looking at the starting 15 for both sides, we see that the Cheetahs, they coming with their unchanged 15 that did business last weekend against the boys from the Jacaranda City when they thrashed Vodacom Bulls by 39 to 10. While on the other side, defending champions, Erling Pumas, they've only made only one forced change. What can you say? What can we expect in as far as, especially if you look at the way what the coaches did, trying to go with the teams that did business for them in the semis, Modiba?
Yes, they always say that if it's not broken, why fix it?
Yes.
So they are sticking to that criteria or tactic of saying if it's not broken, why fix it? So it's going to be a very tough game, and it's going to be a tight scoreline. So a team who can just sneak in that minute and grab up the victory there will definitely win this one. So you look at the likes of Simon Rowe, Andrew Cotta, Peter Jacobs, Dynasty Pierre, very key for the Pumas there. So yeah, as you rightfully said, it's gonna be interesting.
It is going to be interesting indeed. Like I said at the beginning of this insight, that all roads lead to Bloemfontein. Come this afternoon, kickoff for that clash is 4 o'clock this afternoon. The firm favorites, there is Toyota Cheetahs. They will be taking on the defending champions, Erling Pumas. Will, like our analyst Modiba Peter rightfully said, that Toyota Cheetahs, they've won it 6 times. Should they clinch it once again this evening, they will be doing it 7th time. Surely it is fitting when we close this discussion that we play this chant once again.
Ons gaan nie weer bereik. Sakse van 'n sny laat hy op die groen gras gelê. Jackie kom again en lof the sun. Van die ou blou balmal as maar 'n blerrie voor. Cheetah, 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 ooka chaka cheetah, 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 alle mannen cheetah, 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 alle zijn die kolen zijn cheetah, oh, ik kom die cheetah.
Here come the cheetah. Wow, it is definitely going to be the order of the day come this afternoon. Free State is the province. Toyota Stadium is the stadium. The event is Currie Cup, 85th edition Currie Cup Final. The home side, Toyota Cheetahs versus the defending champions, Erling Pumas. Stepping away from rugby this time around, moving to Telkom Netball League. Talk to us what's happening in that part of the world, especially looking at what happened this week in as far as the Power Week is concerned, Modiba.
It's going to be interesting. There are matches that will be taking place. I think by this time the matches have already kicked off. So it's just that I'm not so sure about the outcome of the Alus up against the Stars. And there's also from Division 1, then from Division 2, there's the Queens up against the Biobabs. The game kicked off at 10. Hopefully by this time, I think it's also on full time. Then there's Fireballs, the defending champions, up against the Crinams. So it looks like it's a top of the battle there. So number 1 versus number 2 of the Division 1 there. It's going to be interesting. interesting game there. So, and then we see the Fireballs again. As I should say, the Diamond up against the Sonambol Blom. There's the Flames up against the Stings. And there's also the Comets up against the Sunbeds. And you look at tomorrow, we see the Comets going to host the Sonoma Blom. And then the Diamonds up against the Queens. The Flames up against the Jaguars. Then there's Lilies up against the Biobabs. And then there's Cranams once again up against the Stings. Then the Sunbeds up against the Tornadoes. So it's really happening, and yeah, it's hotting up also in the netball. As you know, next week by this time Saturday, we will be playing the final of the matches of the Telecom Knockout. So we will know who the real champion is. So will it be the defending champions? Will it be the Cranams, that is defending champions, the Golden Fireballs? We'll have to wait and see. But by the way, our captain of the netball, Bonkem Somi, is praying for that Fireballs. So currently they are seated on second spot, having played 7 matches, 7 victories. They are unbeaten, and then rooted 11 points with Cranams, although they don't have a game in hand at the Fireballs. So I think they'll want to win this one. But still, the Cranams will definitely play tomorrow. So they'll want to also stretch it. So, but I think the game is very key because it's number 1 with number 2 battle that is taking place. So definitely when I come in next week, we'll talk more about the results as well as the final, because there's too much congestion of matches that will be playing midweek up until Saturday, when we know who will be the final and then who will get to play to get the bronze medal as well as the runners-up. So it looks interesting up to so far.
Yes, the Fireballs are sitting at second. They've got a game in hand, but you know what they say, games in hand are not points in the bag. Looking at the tournament, look at their performance, overall performance in as far as Telkom Netball League is concerned. How do you fancy their chances? Do you expect them, are they likely to defend their trophy, or Cranams might just run away here with it?
Very interesting, because you can check Cranams, they do have a powerful goal difference there, so of 107, whereas the Fireballs have got a goal difference of 75. So I think they beat Golden Fireballs with the wonderful goal difference. So they need to start scoring goals in their matches, enough goals so that they can catch up with the Cranams. But up to so far, that game that they are playing against the Cranams there, so will definitely determine if they are to win. The Cranams will definitely 16 points, and then against the 14 points of the Fireballs. But if Fireballs are to win, they'll go back to a top. Then tomorrow again, the Cranams are also playing. So let's see against the Stings. I think they'll want to win as well. So it's very interesting. But for them to overtake the Cranams, they need to score more goals. Although, as you rightfully said, the games in end are not the points end. So they need to start winning. But they've got a huge advantage of the fact that the Cranams lost one of their matches. So they are unbeaten. That's the advantage part. But this game, it's a big one. It's a massive one, top of the clash battle. Let's see how they'll pan up. And there's too many contestants of features throughout the week. But next week when they come in, we will be building up to the 3rd and 4th place as well as the final. And we'll reflect back from the results that played midweek and the log standings. After so far, it looks interesting.
Looks interesting indeed. Just to ask you an unfair question, considering that the Telkom and Netball Link, I believe it's the curtain is coming to an end, is coming down next weekend. If I were to put you in the corner, who is your money on, Cranams or Fireballs?
As you know, we've got 2 groups, 2 divisions, 1 and 2. From the other side is Cranams, Fireballs. From the other division is the Tornadoes and the Biobabs up to so far. So for me, I think I'll go with the defending champions. They've got what it takes to defend their title. Although I don't write off the Cranams, but the defending champions, judging from the way they are running, they are unbeaten. And you look at on the other division, Division 2, the Tornadoes and the Biobabs, they've lost one game apiece. Although the Biobabs, as they're second, they're trailing the Tornadoes by 2 matches, 2 games in hand, but with 16 points. As you know, in netball, when you have recorded a victory, so you are awarded 2 points. So I think Biobabs also, they need to start picking up points from those games in hand. So as you know, the advantage is that they've got a powerful goal difference of 205, whereas the Tornadoes have got a goal difference of 161. So they are separated by 4 points, where the Tornadoes has 20 points and they do have 16 points. So that's where it makes things very exciting and interesting. But yeah, for me, from this 4th side, as you know, if the games comes to an end next week, so they'll definitely check who finishes number 1 and number 2 from both the divisions, and will definitely participate in the semi-finals. And then failure to win the semi-finals is the 3rd and 4th place. Then we do have the winners who will definitely play in the finals. So, but for me, I'll go for Golden Fireballs.
Golden Fireballs, that is what our sports analyst Modiba Peter has called. He expects them to defend their trophy successfully. We will be watching as the curtain finally comes down come and next weekend in as far as Telkom and Netball League is concerned. Still with that netball, as far as the vitality.
I think it was a collective performance.
I've never felt that before in my life. Like I was just like,
oh my goodness, I'm actually playing in a semi-final at the World Cup. I've never experienced this before in my life.
Everyone's kind of expecting the Australians to win today, but it's not going to be easy for them to be able to do so. South African Brilliants, they're going to step up, and we match up, or they do, they match up very well against the Australians. Clowney to get around the body, swung around the wrong way. Marquina flying it in and showing the world why she is.
Up to so far, the mood is very electrifying. So, as I can also confirm again the squad that will be playing, as I've said before, Bongium Somi, the one is also a captain at the Fireballs. She will be leading the team. There's Kala Pretorias, there's Kanyisa Kawani, Izet Grisel, Sandile Owe Tungubani, there's Refilo Nketa, there's Pumzama Weni, Linis Potgieter, Lefeba Redeman, Nicola Smith, Jante Stridom, Nicola Taliat, Elmira van der Berg, Shadine van der Merwe, and also Inemar Venter. So those are the players that will be representing the country at large in the Netball World Cup. So at Cape Town Convention Center, and they are currently rooted in Pool C, alongside the oppositions like Jamaica, the Wales, and Sri Lanka. And you look at the other groups there, Pool A, we see Australia, the Fiji, Tonga, as well as Zimbabwe. Let's not forget, Australia is our current coach, Nama Plumber's country.
Yes.
This is the team that defeated us in 2019 of the same World Cup, so where we lost in the semi-finals. So I think for us to do well in the Pool C, to go and meet the Australia and also England, which is in Pool B with the likes of Malawi, Scotland, and Zimbabwe, we need to beat those two. Those are the Ahudus, one of the listeners. So we need to do well against those two. So if we are to beat these two, we'll definitely go all the way to the final. So my wish is for them only to lose this wonderful tournament. It must be in the final, not in the semi-final, but in the final. As the host, we need to show that we mean business. As you know, we've done it before. Although it struggled a bit in the quad series, the 5 series, Fast 5. So yeah, we've done it. So I think we've got to experience even the Telkom Netball League that is taking place. Some of the 8 players are playing in that particular Telkom Netball League. So it's fitness, and the good thing is that there's no player who's yet injured. So that's what excites me. Yes, going into that particular finals, the World Cup as well. So let's see going forward, because at least the players are fit. They know expectations, and pride will be at stake as well. So yeah, the fans will definitely come in numbers, judging from this wonderful touring that is taking place in different provinces. Hopefully next week it might go to Mpumalanga.
Oh yes, interesting times indeed. Absolutely, I fully agree with you that Australia, they are definitely the team to beat, because if one were to look even on the world rankings, Australia, they're ranked number 1 in as far as netball is concerned. So surely anyone who wants to beat the world, to win the World Cup this time around 2023, definitely you must be ready to come face to face and beat Australia. Indeed, I fully agree with you. Moving right along, but this time around to football. Last week, what a surprise. The Bafana pulling that surprise. No one basically saw it coming. I, for one, I also didn't see it coming when they took on the number 1 ranked team in Africa and the FIFA 2022 Qatar World Cup semi-finalist Morocco. Modiba, talk to us about that clash.
As rightfully put it there, remember they were in the semi-finals and they gave teams a tough time. So I was just certain that they'll definitely grab a bronze medal, but it wasn't to be, as they were beaten in that 3rd and 4th place. But against South Africa, let's not forget they also defeated us 2-1 in the first game of the group stages of the AFCON. Yes. So in this game at FNB Stadium, that's where the game took place. We saw Pesimpta Uzie early as the 5th minute, they're trying to play a good 10 cross there, but the goalkeeper there, Munir El Kajoy there, I don't know, is it the Vata fingers or what? He just put the ball in the back of the net. So I don't know if the goal is awarded to Pesitau or the goalkeeper is an own goal. Very interesting, but when I listened to the commentator there, he said it's an own goal. So surprising me, I thought Pesitau would have deserved a credit there. So, and then we also saw Zakaria Pasa scoring from a tap in there, as the very same same goalkeeper couldn't hold onto the ball. And then, yes, they were leading 2-0. And the celebration there, let's not forget, we're dedicating the game to our very deceased Clive Barker there. May his soul continue to rest in peace for, and they did well, the players. They played one of the most exciting football I've ever seen under the very same Ugo Bros, whom we kept criticizing him in the past, but this time around, he proved the critics wrong. Bafana were just cruising. Tembazwane, Debo Homukwena. Everyone was just playing for the badge, for the big man who was laid to rest last week Thursday. So in that game, we saw one of the players there, Hakim Ziyech, there scoring a cracker of a goal there. So I thought that maybe the defenders would have protected Ronan Williams, but he was well beaten there. So, and again, the very same Ronan Williams, more crucial saves, Monele, in the 10 minutes of the game, where absolutely. I felt the Moroccans are going to equalize there. So, and we're defending under pressure. So, they didn't give up when the scoreline was still 2-0. So that's why, all in all, it was a well-balanced game, good to watch. And South African fans this time around came in. I must remember we used to criticize the fans of the fact that they are not filling up the venues.
Oh, yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah, this time they came in numbers.
I was so impressed, yes.
Exactly. I think it might be because Clive Barker has done well in this wonderful AFCON. Let's not forget he won it in 1996. We spoke a lot about him last week on the show. So with that, it's a well-deserved victory, well-deserved 3 points. Ivory Coast, here we come January. So I'm excited as well.
Oh yes, Bafana. They played very well. The way they defended, they were so comfortable on the ball. They were just knocking the ball around, even on their half. They were not panicking at all. They played with authority. Still with Bafana, I couldn't help noticing that you didn't mention a guy by the name of, is it Obas?
Batusi
Obas. Can we talk about that guy? That guy's performance.
Surprise.
Can we talk about that guy's performance?
This is the player whom every fan was just speaking about him. You rightfully said, you reminded me well there. So this is a player whom the fans were just impressed with him. And remember, he's from Chess Galaxy. So there were rumors before the match whereby he's an Orlando Pirates player, and that didn't sit well with the owner, the Tim Sukazi. And he came out and said that particular person who stated Obatusi Obas as an Orlando Pirates player must come out in the public and apologize. So what a game he's had. Game of his life.
Oh, that was a game and a half.
The likes of Njabulo Blom were on the bench, but he proved to the coach that I'm here to represent the country. I'm here to put on the 100% performance. He also surprised me. I never saw it coming that he will dish out this wonderful performance. So as he's been doing well even at the Chess Galaxy. I remember in one of the matches where he unleashed a shot against Mamelodi Sundowns. Remember that game when they beat Sundowns 1-0? Lifatsan tapped it in, so he was also critical in that game. So, but in this wonderful AFCON qualifier, he did exceptionally well for himself. So I just hope that he must just put his head high going forward. But with us, as you know, we are done with our matches. It's only Morocco who will be playing the last match on the 4th of September against Liberia. As currently we are seated first, but a win or draw for that game for Morocco, it will take them first on the league, and we'll definitely drop to second. But as long as we have qualified, and if we can just give it some bit of qualified teams up to so far, we've got the Cote d'Ivoire, Algeria, Senegal, Burkina Faso, Tunisia, Egypt, Guinea, Zambia, Equatorial Guinea, Nigeria, Cape Verde, Guinea-Bissau, as well as Mali. So I see the hosts are also have qualified. So let's see, come January, this is where it's going to happen there in Ivory Coast. Yeah, I can't wait.
Oh, absolutely. I have to confess that I was definitely one of the people who were unhappy with the Bafana coach when he put Obas ahead of Njabulo Blom. I was unhappy indeed, considering that Njabulo Blom is doing pretty well in America, where he's playing his trade. But the way Obas performed here, I was eating that humble pie indeed, Modiva.
Most definitely. And if you can check some of the tackles that he made inside the box, where we felt players were going to concede penalties, but well tackled, clinical tackles. So I think he deserved an opportunity even in the next match come the AFCON. I think he must be recalled, because he proved to Njabulo Blom as well as Leroux that I'm capable of representing my country. So they must not relax Luke Leroux as Njabulo Blom.
And then last night, still with the football, Banyana Banyana head coach, that is Desiree Ellis, announced a 23-member Banyana squad that's going to do business for South Africa come this year's FIFA Women's World Cup that's going to take place down under, that is Australia and New Zealand, from the 20th of July till the 20th of August. Talk to us about that announcement of last night, Mudiba.
Very interesting. If you can check, some of the players were Trump success, were Trump for champions in the AFCON qualifiers for the women. You remember when they won last year there. So I look into Angela Dlamini there, Karabo Dlamini. Those players were there. Lebang Ramalepe, Nokomatlo, Bambanani Mbane, Bongiwe Kamete, Refile Jani, Linda Mutlalo, Robin Mudali, although he spent most of the time on the bench. So Jamin Saposingwe, Melinda Khaliete, Notole Tsasane, also Hilda Magaya. These are the players who definitely did well in that particular AFCON. But remember, we had our very own Tembi Khatana injured this time around. She's back again. So hopefully injuries must not disrupt her, because he was just looking forward to score goals. But unfortunately, after scoring in that first game of AFCON, she couldn't progress with the match. So this time around, hopefully, she's injury-free, fit, and well ready to represent the country. So I can't wait, but we are playing tough oppositions. I remember Sweden were amongst them, as well as the Argentina, if I'm not mistaken. So those oppositions are definitely tough. Let's just rally behind them, and they present the country so well. But there's this thing, man. I don't know if Desiree Ellis, the coach, has got a problem with this player called Andisliam Koi from Mamelodi Sundowns Ladies. The striker there, she's been scoring goals, but she hasn't been called by Desiree Ellis ever since she's been doing well in the Hollywood soccer beds. Yeah, so I'm surprised by that. So, but when she was asked before about that, she mentioned about the age, but I had another question as to, but Nokomatlo is almost 40 years. Why is she always in the squad? So very, 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 very interesting for me. So I'm not so sure if she's still injured. It's Andisliam Koi at Mamelodi Sundowns Ladies, but also Andia Dlamini. She's been doing tremendously well, experience, and I think she was awarded during the SAFA Awards. I don't know if it was SAFA Awards or something back there. She was awarded as the top player there. So yeah, she's definitely going to add more experience into Banyana come July.
A great squad, and the 23-member squad, we hope they will do the country proud. They will do the continent proud, because we'll recall that Banyana, they are the African champions at the moment. So they will be representing South Africa and hopefully making Africa at large happy. Still with the football, mid-season is still very much with us. That is the transfer season. Talk to us, who's signing home, who is shown at the door, Madiba?
Hey, it's busy in the market. Teams are busy. Yes, and I'll start with Usutema Peshankon, Amazulu. So they've just announced the coach, Pablo Franco Martin from Spain. So as you know, remember Sandile Zungu, the owner there, did allude to the fact that Roman Falls has resigned, and then he also dismissed the interim coach there, Ayanda Dlamini. So then Pablo Franco Martin comes in, and I hear, when I listen to him, he's very ambitious. So let's see, because they've even given him a nickname, so let's see if he's definitely going to fight. So because Sandile Zungu is a coach who believes in results. An owner who believes in results, the owner who wants results. So as we saw, Benny previously Benny Marcus did well, especially taking the team to the CAF Champions League. But unfortunately, because of the incident of Sietambas Tebe going to join Kaizer Chiefs, that's where the owner and the coach there, Sandile Zungu and Benny McCarthy, had some bit of conflicts, and Benny McCarthy decided to leave the club, and you are sacked after being sacked. So let's go to Sekhukhune United. They've just announced the goalkeeper there, formerly with Marispec, currently Ronaldo Lina. The goalkeeper was in charge of the Municipal Foundation playoffs. So he will be playing. They just signed him for 3 years at Babina Noko Adiba Club. I think Babina Noko, they've been busy, if you can check in the transfer window. I think, of the fact that also they're preparing the Confederations Cup that is taking place in next season. So hence they're signing so many players. But they've been having so many players, if one may say. They signed exactly, yeah, as they did well. They finished amongst the top 8. They were in the Currie Cup Final. I think that incident of Victoria Swallows, the one which disrupted them, because they were trying to defend that 1-0 lead, but you can't defend forever against the team of Orlando Pirates. But up to so far, they're doing so well. They're signing so well quality. There's Homozo Mosadi from Kasserek Stars, whom they also signed. So let's go to Mamelodi Sundowns. they just announced midweek that Coach Rana Mokoena has signed a 4 years contract.
Yes.
And remember, there have been some rumors or news whereby they said Ronaldo Mokoena wants a new technical team. He wants to get rid of Steve Kompela and Mangoba Mngiti, as well as Wendell Robinson, the former Solos goalkeeper, who was the current goalkeeper coach. So he wants Kennedy Moeni as a goalkeeper coach. And the free kick specialist coach there, they also want him to join him as an assistant coach. I'm not so sure if it was the truth there, but as you know, Mangoba contract is expiring next year. So yeah, very interesting. But up to so far, he's just signed. It was announced by Motsepe, the president's son there. So yeah, it looks interesting up to so far. And they've also signed is it Junior Mendieta, formerly with Stellenbosch, Sundowns. Yes, and let's go to Richards Bay. They just announced that they've parted ways with Vasily Mousakis, as well as Ronnie Gabriel and Pizzo Tlata, if you can remember very well. They were the co-coaches at first, and after Pizzo Tlata had some string of poor results, then Vasily Mousakis was ordered to take the coaching position, but the former coach of Benny McCarthy didn't do well. So remember, they only won one game throughout the whole of second round against Marumo Gallants, and the rest of the games were losses and few draws there. So they were just poor, and they even almost relegated to the playoffs. But unfortunately, they managed to grab a draw in the last game against Royal AM. Let's see going into next season which coach is coming in, because there are so many rumors. Some of them saying it's Fatul Davids. As you know, Fatul Davids has also parted ways with Maritzburg United, and we had the owner there, Farouk Kadodia. He was just lashing out that Fatul Davids was very defensive in his approach, of which I disagree. The only part which I did say last week that I lambast Fatul Davids was when Ali Meza was on the bench while the team was trying to attack, and he's been scoring goals for them, but he's not playing him. He's sitting on the bench. That's where the only part I'll lambast. But with the fact that Fatul Davids was playing defensive, I think the coach was just bitter of the fact that they couldn't survive relegation, but they've been within the relegation all the time. So let's see how they'll pan up, but they must just feel the pain and start from scratch in the Motsepe Foundation. So Richards Bay will await the announcement of the coach, because they've also been busy. They've even signed players from the Richards Bay, the likes of Laki Muhumi, and there's rumors that Ranga Chivaviro might join the club. Also at Kaizer Chiefs. So I'll keep updated as the days progresses come next week. So let's go to Cape Town City. They've just extended a long-term contract of the young Jaden Rose, who did extremely well last season. So Eric Tinkler, up to so far, he hasn't signed so many players. Maybe I think he's happy with what is at his disposal and the players who are in his team. Let's go to Cape Town Spurs. Cape Town Spurs, they've just extended the contract of coach Sean Bartlett there after a wonderful job in the Motsepe Foundation playoffs. So let's see if it definitely this time fight for top 5. So it's going to be interesting, which means we're going to have Cape Derbies even next season. Cape Town Spurs up against Cape Town City. Let's not forget also the Stellenbosch. So it looks interesting. So we'll be visiting Cape Town a lot come next season. And then also Kaizer Chiefs. They've just announced the departure of midfielder Patricio Nange, who's rumored to be going to join SuperSport United. Let's not forget SuperSport. A few weeks ago, they just signed is it Happy Mashiano of Kaizer Chiefs? Yes. So I think Patricio Nange is on his verge of going to join Kevin Hunt, because if you can remember very well, he played under Kevin Hunt at Bidvest Vets. So this time around, he went on to join Stellenbosch and Kaizer Chiefs again. So unfortunately, when Kevin Hunt left the Kaizer Chiefs, while he was looking forward to sign him, he had to come in, but he was playing well under Stuart Baxter. But when Afazan took over, then he started to warm the bench. So very interesting there. So yeah, it's happening in the transfer window. So when I come back, I'll continue to bring more transfer news.
Mad season indeed. The transfer window is definitely on. And then there is the Cricket World Cup qualifiers that are taking place up north, that is in Zimbabwe. Talk to us about those Cricket World Cup qualifiers, Amadi.
It's interesting because if you can check, Zimbabwe, they're doing well. Up to so far, I saw them beating Nepal by 8 wickets after recording a 291 per 2 wickets, and Nepal scoring a 290 per 8 wickets. So as you know, it's a 50 mark there. they tell the 50 runs, I should say. Let's see if they'll do well going forward, because they also defeated Netherlands midweek there by also 6 wickets, where they had 319 per 4 wickets, and Netherlands had 315 per 6 wickets. And matches are coming thick and fast there as well. And today we're seeing the very same Zimbabwe. They'll host the West Indies.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough one, and
That's a tough one.
Very tough one. Netherlands are playing Nepal, and tomorrow the Scotland up against Oman, and the Sri Lanka up against the Ireland. And if you can check, both the two groups have got 5 teams, and it is said that the 2 teams that finish second, the top 2 teams, and from both the groups, will definitely go in India for the World Cup of cricket that is taking place towards the end of the year there. And there's also top 6, which means the first 3 teams from both sides will play for top 6. So it's busy in the cricket. So I'm impressed with Zimbabwe. So there's also West Indies. West Indies will definitely make things difficult because they've always been in the World Cup. And then you look at Netherlands as well. This is a team, I remember when they played South Africa, they always lost against South Africa. South Africa is a whole team to the Netherlands. So it looks interesting by the looks of things. So let's see going forward. When I come in next week, so I'll definitely bring the feedback of the other results and which teams are qualified for the World Cup as well as the top 6. So it's looking interesting there in Harare.
Looks interesting indeed. We hope that the likes of the big guns, I'm talking about your West Indies, your Sri Lanka, obvious our neighbors, Zimbabwe, we wish them all the best. Let's hope they will make it to the World Cup, especially West Indies and Sri Lanka. What a cricket World Cup will it be without those 2 cricket giants? So we definitely, for a successful and a thrilling World Cup, we need those teams in the World Cup. Moving right along to motor racing, Max Verstappen stealing the show once again.
As usual, our decorated champion. He's done it for the 4th time on the trot this time around. So he's maintaining his consistency of victories again. So he did exceptionally well there, where we saw other drivers there failing to cover him there. So Alexa Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton. So, and if you can check, it's a Red Bull, as you know, Max Verstappen and what you call this other driver, Sergio Perez, yes. They're both driving Red Bull. So they've recorded 100 victories of this particular Red Bull, and then it's Max Verstappen individually, it's his 41st victory. So which matches the other previous late Ayrton Senna there with that record. So currently he's trailing Alain Prost as well as Sebastian Vettel, who retired a few years ago there. So, and Michael Schumacher is also in the list as well as Lewis Hamilton. So looking at Max Verstappen, currently he's got 6 race wins there out of 8 races. So which means, as you know, in the race you are recorded 25 points when you won, and also again with 15 matches remaining, races remaining there. So I see that if he was to win them all, so he'll definitely finish on 56. And currently, Alain Prost is on 51 victories in races there, and Sebastian Vettel on 53. So he would have overtaken the 2. So, but let's see going forward, because up to so far, he's doing well. He hasn't dropped the ball. And yes, Sergio Perez tried his best, although he recorded the fastest lap of the race, but it wasn't enough as he finished sixth on the list. So there's still room for improvement, but I haven't been impressed with him. But with Max Verstappen, when he was asked about this particular victory, he had to say that it was not a straightforward race, as the tires were not getting in their window, and he felt that there was sliding around a bit. So, but winning in Canada and winning his 100th victory for the Red Bull team, fantastic. So he really deserves to win, and let's see how they'll pan up, because there's an Australian Grand Prix that is taking place. Question is, will he record his 5th victory race for this particular Grand Prix? Let's wait and see. It's happening, and I can't wait. So yeah, very interesting.
Very interesting indeed, Modiba. I know that your sports bag is still full of sports news, but unfortunately, time seems to be not on our side, Modiba. Thank you very much for your time once again. But before I let you go, can you kindly share your social media handles with us?
I'm Mudiba Peter, and I'm also Mudiba Johannes on the True Facebook, and I'm also Johannes Mudiba on Twitter. let's speak sports, let's share ideas on sports where possible. And yeah, it's a really happening. So Australian Grand Prix, I'll definitely bring the feedback of that, the results of the cricket in Zimbabwe, they're taking place. So yeah, it's really happening, netball as well. So
yes.
got something to watch even this wonderful weekend. So with that, it's a very afternoon. So hello to you, the team behind the scenes, as well as the listeners. Let's talk more next week.
Before you run away, just for confirmation, this afternoon, your mind is still on the Cheetahs. I just want to ensure that my recording and everything is in order, that I capture that pretty well.
Yes, I'm still going with the Cheetahs because of experience and the 6 victories they've won in the past. So they've been scoring tries. So I go with them, yes. Although the Pumas have got the good away record, but I'm still saying Cheetahs will definitely put the smile on their fans.
Modiba Peter sticking to his guns, saying the home side, Toyota Cheetahs will emerge victors come this afternoon in Bloemfontein at Toyota Stadium when the home side, firm favorites to be exact, that is the Toyota Cheetahs, when they take on the defending champion, that is the Erling Pumas. Thank you very much for your time once again, Modiba.
It's a pleasure and ever hot.
That was Modiba Peter, our sports analyst, giving it as it is, dishing it as it is, without any fear and prejudice. Time now, it is 7 minutes before 1 o'clock. Unfortunately, it is that time of the show where I have to love and leave you. But as always, I always leave you in the warm and capable hands of my colleague, that is Krishna Kushar, as she brings you Hamdum. That's between 1 and 3 p.m. You and I, let's do this once again next week, Saturday, between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Till then, I am Spodela Ngobo, and it is bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed the show.
Last Why too quitter? Why no news? Why too